So you can follow on Twitch, sub on YouTube, or you can just grab some coffee, relax, and hang out because I'm going to be playing this game all night. Let's start fresh with a celebration. June 1, 2003 at 3:13 a.m. All right. Oh, let's push F before I get started. Documents. Oh my goodness. Six suspects. Oy vey. Who died? Who was the second to last? Who was the second last to arrive? So not the last, the one before the last. Who is the owner of the blue sports bag? And who is the killer? All right, let's find out. Oh, let's look at the evidence. I'm assuming we're going to come back to these. I'm not going to read them in depth just this second. It's probably information we'll want to pick from them. Oh, interview. Christy. Oh, they're not too big. Okay. Hello, Miss Carter. Can you please answer my question? I'm sorry. What was the question? Did you go see Brian on the 31st of May? No. Did you which 31st was the day before this crime? No. Did you have any physical contact with him during this week? No. When was the last time you met or spoke with Brian? Maybe a week and a half ago. Are you aware that Mr. Brian Olson is dead? What? Are you sure? He was killed last night in his apartment. Where were you on the night of the 31st of May? Wait a minute. So, according to our intro, this is June 1st, 2003. Brian was killed last night. So this is the next day we're getting the evidence. Okay. So Christy seems like she only saw him a week and a half ago, and she was shocked. Jack. I love that name, Jack. Officer. So you're also in the band. Oh, Jack is a band member. Jack, yes, I play the bass. Oh, so he's kind of in the band. He's practically in the band. I also play guitar, but I usually end up playing the bass. So how would you describe your relationship with Brian? Brian? Honestly, he's more of Eric's friend than mine. Eric and I have known each other since elementary, and have been tight since. Eric introduced me to Brian in high school, and we started playing together. Okay, so can you go over your accounts of the incident? I was working most of the day. I eventually left, and I headed to Brian's place. I bumped into Grace at the library, and we both went up together. I'm assuming Grace is also in the band? What time did you arrive? Oh, 6:45. Do you recall seeing anyone right before entering the apartment? Jack says, no. I mean, other than the guy at the front desk. All of us had something to drink, so some things might be unclear. I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night. After I finished my drink, I left the apartment. Why did you leave? As I mentioned to the other officer, Brian was smoking heavily, and I can't stand the smell of it. Smoking what? Where did you go? Well, I went back home. Was anybody with you at the time? Anybody who could corroborate your story? No. Not even the man at the front desk? Look, this is getting annoying. I didn't do anything wrong. You got nothing on me. Just let me go. Sus as hell? We don't like Jack. Besides having the coolest name so far. All right, Lisa. What do you got for me, Lisa? Yes, I am one of the tenants of the apartment. How close are you with your brother? So Lisa is the brother, and she also lives in the apartment with him. Close enough. I mean, we don't talk about deep things or anything. He mostly keeps to himself. If you live with your brother or your sister in an apartment, you'd think you'd be close. Are you aware of the allegations towards him? Oh, wait, is this different? All right, let me just keep reading before I make assumptions. What allegations? Okay, let's change the topic. Out of all the attendees, has any of them shown any violent behaviors or tendencies? Violent? Not really. Well, actually, Andrew has been suspended a few times for getting into fights. Can you recall the last time he got into a fight? Last week, actually. He and this other guy were fighting over a girl. Wait, you guys don't actually think he did it, right? Do you usually lock the door for your room? She says, yes. I like to keep my room private. Brian sometimes has friends over, so I lock it anytime I have to head out. But you said you lost your key. I was coming back from a friend's house and I must have accidentally left it there. What time did you leave your friend's house? Around 6:30 p.m. So how did you get into the apartment? Well, it was already open. Most of them were already inside. Brian must have let them in. What time did you arrive? Around 7. Do you have a spare key? Yes, we keep a spare on the kitchen wall, but it was missing. Someone must have taken it. Can you recall exactly when you noticed the spare key went missing? I checked as soon as I came back, but it was already gone. So, how did you get into your room? Brian used his key set to let me in. Do you often have parties at your apartment? Yes, mostly for special occasions, but sometimes just to hang out on the weekend. Is there often alcohol involved? Yes. Andrew usually buys the drinks. Could you repeat what you told us? I was asleep. I woke up. It was dark. I went to the restroom, and that's when I saw him lying there in his room. I didn't know what to do. Starts crying. Then what happened? I panicked. I screamed. Moments later, Andrew came running, gave me a panic attack. Do you have any suspicion as to who the murderer could be? I don't know. I don't understand how this could happen. We are all really good friends. Okay. I'm a little confused on this. Maybe it's just because I'm reading at the same time I'm trying to think. Tenants of the apartment. So does she live in this apartment? I know I've got more stuff to read, but like, okay. So this must be her apartment or her bedroom. Hi, we can go in. All right. Bathroom. So this is Brian's room. Okay. And they're partying. Okay. I'll keep reading. Andrew. All right, Andrew, can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? Well, I arrived at the apartment around the same time as Lisa, and everybody was already there. So I don't know when the others arrived. What happened after? I don't know, man. I thought you have all the answers. It's after midnight. I'm tired as hell. I'm gonna go soon. What happened after? I was in the toilet puking for quite a bit, and then I woke up Eric. And where was Jack during this time? I don't know. None of us saw him for the rest of the night. You were one of those, or you were the one who brought the drinks to the party, correct? Yes. You're not old enough to drink. How did you purchase them? He's being quiet. Did you contaminate the drinks in any capacity? What? Of course I didn't contaminate the drinks. You do know that underage drinking or purchase of alcohol is a misdemeanor. Really? That's all you got? I thought you guys were trying to solve a murder. Get serious. This is a complete waste of time. None of my friends did what you're suggesting. This is Grace. I think this is the last one, right? No, it's Grace and Eric. Okay. Can you elaborate more on your relationship with Brian? Grace says, I already told you. He and I have been dating for about a year, and things were going well. So she's the girlfriend. Can you please tell me your accounts of the evening? Look, this officer isn't the best. Look, Christy is 100% guilty here. Oh, was Christy was the first one, the one you thought was the ex-girlfriend. Grace doesn't like her either. Look, Christy is 100% guilty here. That lying bitch has been trying to get between Brian and I ever since we got together. She can't stomach that he chose me and not her. I'm telling you, that girl is batshit psycho. I love this. Please calm down, Mrs. Burns. This is Grace Burns. Don't tell me to calm down. That girl should be behind bars. Uh, Please just answer the question. Fine. I arrived at the apartment the same time as Jack. We got out of the elevator just in time to see Christy leave the apartment and run off. Why the hell was she even there? Does she not even... Miss Burns, please focus. Are you sure you saw Miss Carter leave the apartment? See, you're right. Not a very good cop, because when you got somebody speaking in a passionate way, you just let them speak. Let them stumble on their words. Let them corner themselves in a lie. Don't interrupt them. So please focus. Are you sure you saw her leave the apartment? Oh, 100%. She's the only girl in this world that has dyed green hair and braids her hair like that. Okay, please continue. After Andrew came with the drinks, we all started to play a drinking game. This went on for most of the night, and I eventually knocked out. Can you recall if anybody passed out before you did? Well, I'm sorry, I can't. I completely blacked out. I guess I must have drank a bit too much because the cops already arrived by the time I woke up. Is that it? No, there's more. All right, Eric. All right, can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? I know that I was the fourth to arrive. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. I must have missed something because Grace's attitude was off the whole time. Maybe Grace and Brian had a fight? I don't know. I was super glad when Lisa arrived. She always livens the mood. I think Andrew was the last to come. He's always late for everything. So does that mean the second to last to arrive was Lisa? That was one of the questions. Were you drinking that night? Eric says we all were. Grace usually doesn't drink that much, but that night she was chugging as if there was no tomorrow. So Grace is a lightweight, but she was hurt because she saw Kristen there, so she was drinking like a fish. Oh, Eric didn't mention Kristen. Well, Eric didn't see Kristen, because Kristen left just as Brian and Grace were coming in, so he never saw her. Anything to note? Eric says, I'm not sure how drunk I was, but I do remember Jack and Brian were arguing for a bit. I don't know why Jack and Brian were arguing. Things got pretty heated, but Brian eventually got up and locked himself in his room. Oh, this is the interview. So Jack and Brian were arguing, things got heated, Brian got up and locked himself in his room. You were the one who called 911. Yes. It says here in the report that you discovered the body and called law enforcement after 2 hours. Why did you take so long to call law enforcement? Because Andrew was against it. Why was he against calling the authorities? Something about underage drinking and him getting in more trouble than the rest of us. So we've got to decide if Andrew was actually worried about being caught for underage drinking. I mean, no rational human would be, but I guess if you're too young to drink and you're a minor, first of all, you're young, so you get stressed out in these situations. But it still seems like a far fetch. Something about underage drinking. I see. Look, I know he's a little dumb at times, but trust me, he didn't do this. Error, Mike stopped working. Interesting. What part of I don't remember much do you not understand? Please calm down. We just want to clarify certain details. Please tell again. Like I said, I was drinking heavily. I must have passed out because the next moment I remember was Andrew waking me up, pouring water on my face. Lisa tells me you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. Want to tell me about that? Seriously? You guys are reaching. He was on my case about interrupting rehearsals with my mistakes. I've been busy recently, so I haven't had much time to practice. But come on, there's no way I'll kill him over something like that. I have my pride as a musician. I was going to show him up with my performance. Okay, so that doesn't give us much. We know Christy is an ex, or at least an interest in Brian. But Grace is the new girlfriend. Was it Grace and Jack that showed up first? We'll get back to that. Although, I probably should write down the order they showed up in. Yeah. The guy who bought the drinks is suspect to me. Can't click on any of this. Oh, well. Lisa. Sorry, I'm trying to look in the cup. Wow. All right. Is that an empty cup or is there something in that cup? I don't know. This place is a mess. Jack. Brian. Grace. All right, there's no Kirsten cup, right? What are we playing? Ah, Xbox. Andrew. Eric. Drinking game cups. Something in there. I'm not sure what in there is. Inhalers? Somebody's asthmatic? Is that what this is? Dear Mr. and Mrs. Carter, welcome to summer school. Your student schedule for the Nobles Public High School Summer Academic Program. Schedule includes guy's name, teacher. Sorry, I guess this program offers students the option of earning credits and beginning the school year in line to graduate with their class. Enclosed our summer school course. Summer school starts on Tuesday, June 3rd, which is way after all this happened. The registration contact check full tuition, $225 per course. The courses will be offered only if enrollment is sufficient. Please note that your student's summer school grade does not replace any failing grade earned during the regular school year. The summer school course allows your student to earn credit to meet specific graduation requirements. So, Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Whose last name was Carter? Was it Jack Carter? I should write down last name. So I'm just looking for anything that says Carter. Carter doesn't like, oh, he doesn't like the smoke. You're right. Okay. Jack Carter. Asthma. He left early, right? No, let me get the front desk. All of us had something to drink. Grace was obnoxious. After I finished my drink, I left my apartment. Okay, so Jack left early because of smoke, but he left his backpack. Drumstick. Okay. Grease on the elbow. Dun dun dun. Mouthing off today. Mouthing off today. Intro verse, pre-chorus. Hey, we're becoming better friends than we have been. I just feel like I owe it to myself to get this out. Christy, I do have feelings for you, and I'm really nervous to tell you this. By this, I'm not asking you to return these feelings, nor am I asking you to be anything more than you have been. Didn't finish writing it. So who likes Christy? Whose bag is this? Yep. You might say I miss up. Hey, Miss Carter, it's Christy. Hello, Miss Carter. Can you please answer my question? Okay. Good to know. It's Christy Carter. Wait a minute. Christy Carter? If that's her bag, then she either left the bag there first or she came back. Hmm. So she's lying because she says I hadn't seen him a week and a half ago. So let's see, what's Jack? Jack. I should keep a list of info. Bass and guitar. Okay, and then he says he's more of Eric's friend. We've known each other since elementary. Eric introduced me to Brian and we started playing together. Does that mean Eric, Brian, and Jack played together? Or does he say Eric introduced us, so then me and me and Brian played together? I guess I'm going to assume it's all three of them. Eric as well. So maybe Eric is a drummer, question mark? Eric. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. Grace had an attitude. All right, let's keep looking around the apartment. So whoever the drummer is, I'm going to write a note. Drummer likes Christy. I know I haven't been in the bedrooms yet. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff in the bedrooms. Let's check out. Nothing suspicious in the bathroom. I feel like there should be something in here, or else they would have just locked the door off. All right. So who was the sister again? Was that Lisa? So, yep. All right. So it's Lisa. I'm assuming Lisa Olson, since it's Brian Olson. How close were you to your brother? Close enough. So, allegations toward your brother. Wait a minute. What allegations toward her brother? So, who's her brother? Maybe it's not Olsen. She's somebody else's sister? Okay, so out of all the people there, anybody violent? No, not really. Andrew has been suspended a few times. Okay. Andrew likes fights. Maybe not likes, but gets into fights. Keep my room private. Brian sometimes has friends over. She's got to be Brian's sister, right? But just says, yes, I am one of the tenants of the apartment. How close are you to your brother? And then she says Brian has friends over. So is Brian her roommate, but not her brother? How did you get back in that apartment? Brian. Andrew buys alcohol. Okay. Lisa had the most information, filled information. The key thing was sus. Tenant of the apartment. Right. I was asleep. I woke up. It was dark. I went to the restroom, and that's when I saw him lying there in his room. I don't know what to do. I panic screamed. Moments later, Andrew came running by, gave me a panic attack. Do you have any suspicion as to who the murderer could be? So here's the thing. She saw the body, but she's not the one that called the authorities, right? Lisa was the first to see, and then Andrew showed up, right? Showed up. And then um, Eric says here, says here on the report, you discovered the body. See? It says here, you discovered the body and called law enforcement after 2 hours. This is Eric. Why did you take so long? Because Andrew was against it. So Lisa saw the body, screamed out. Andrew showed up, and then she stopped talking. According to this, Eric saw the body, and Andrew told him not to call. So now there's two people that found this body, and two people that Andrew said, hey, shush. I'm assuming Eric's the drummer. What part of I don't remember don't you understand? Calm down. I want details. Like I said, I was drinking heavily and must have passed out because the next moment I remember was Andrew walking up to me pouring water on my face. Lisa says that you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. Want to talk about that? Okay. So if Eric's the drummer and he had an argument with Brian because Brian is with Christy, but Eric the drummer likes Christy. All right. I've got more to investigate. What do we got here? Oh, I love laptops. Group chat. Racket scientists. Hey guys, even though school's over, do you guys still want to meet up and practice this summer? I'm fine with meeting up. Lord Killer 34, please. I'm fine with meeting up, but my family and I are going to be out of town around the end of July. Kitty lover. Anyone else? Okay. Grad party. Vader. That's my guy. As you all know, a few of us are going to be graduating. We're going to have a grad party at our place at 7 p.m. on Saturday. I wonder if that's the party that happened here. Let's go. I'm bringing drinks. So, Jester. I'm assuming Andrew is Jester. Vader is probably Brian, right? Just circle these names. Why can't we all just go to the arcade? So I don't know who Gamer Boy is. Arcade? Really? I don't understand how you enjoy that boring place. And what? Chugging a whole bottle of Cordia Light is fun for you? Gracie. I'm assuming Gracie is Grace. Uh, Gracie. I think the arcade is fine. Chill, guys. I already made the preparations. I just want us to enjoy our last time as high schoolers together. Who's Kitty Lover? Oh, that was okay. Someone needs to watch over Eric. Make sure he doesn't drink so much. So Eric is Striker. Okay. And Kitty Lover is Lisa. I think, right? No. No, Kitty Lover is the asthmatic one because Racket. She had Racket drums. Oh, wait. No, that was different. The drummer. Right? This is a Racket bag. Drumsticks. Anything on the drumstick? No. Then a racket. And then a letter to the girl. Okay, so Kitty Lover is a girl? Or is a boy, I mean? Unless. Is Lisa. You know, not straight? Because we've got a bag. I'm just going to write bag with rackets, drumsticks, and professions of love. For, was that Christy? All right. I don't know whose bag that is yet. I'm not going to say for sure. We've got more messages. Okay. Someone needs to watch over Eric. You barfed all over the couch, you boozer. It took me a week to get rid of the smell. Okay, so Kitty Lover does have to be Lisa. So, Lord Killer is going to be out of town until the end of July. And that's way after this. So, Lord Killer could be at the party. So, I would think that makes Who do I not have yet? Well, I don't have a name for Christy, but I thought the drummer was Eric. But here I have Eric as strikers, right? What did I say that? Right, because she says somebody look over Eric. Right. Make sure he doesn't drink so much, and he says party pooper, so that's got to be Eric. And I have Eric as the drummer question mark, but I don't think he is. Oh, there's no reason he can't be. Oh, right, because I'm looking at this thinking Lord Killer owns that bag. Because I don't think that's Lisa's bag, unless Lisa has got a thing for Christy, which could be. All right, party pooper. You barfed all over the couch. Okay, geez, I'll be more careful. Great, we'll see each other this Saturday. Then if you have questions, message me. Hey, what time are we getting together again? Scroll up, you idiot. We already mentioned that. All right. Private chat. So, who's Zane? Since Christy is graduating this year, we'll need a new captain. Oh! So Christy is part of the racket. I was hoping you'd be up for the task. Let's talk about this tomorrow. KK, talk to you later. So Lisa says Christy. The more and more I see this, the more I think Lisa likes Christy. Right? Because didn't we assume that this is Christy's bag? Right? Because this is Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Your student sucks and has to go to summer school. Also, oh, well, wait a minute. Which one's asthmatic? Help me out. Which one's asthmatic? Jack. Jack is Oh. Jack and Christy are brother and sister, aren't they? I think it's Jack Carter. Oh. I think that's a thing. Yes. Because this is for Jack, and this. Oh, so this. But why would there be a half-written letter to Christy in Christy's bag? Why would Christy have drumsticks? I still don't know whose bag this is. All right. Let's keep going. Not that button. All right. Were we done with? Okay. Yes. Jester. Jester is Andrew, who likes to fight and buys alcohol. Hey, have you heard from Christy? She hasn't been to school in a few days and she's not picking up. Right. Which one was that? That was Christy. No, that was Lisa. But okay, so that would make it Lisa Carter, which is fine if Lisa is Jack's sister, I suppose. Yeah? I guess that makes sense. So it would be Lisa Carter, not Christy Carter. Yeah, I've got, if I can show it here. Oh, you can't see that. Yeah, for some reason it cuts it out. Um, my notes are a mess. So if Lisa, which is the person that lives here, is the racket club person, which we know she is, and it makes sense her talking about allegations of her brother, who's asthmatic and had to leave. Then it makes more sense he'd leave his bag there if his sister lives there. And it makes sense this is her bag. But I don't get the drumsticks. If she's rackets, fine. Drumsticks, there's no mention of her playing any instrument. And then this is just music plus a letter to Christy. All right, I've got to stop getting distracted. Let's go back. All right. Like I said, Jester was Andrew. All right. Haven't you heard? Casey told me that she was sexually assaulted by somebody. Wow. Please tell me they caught this guy. Easy there, cowboy. It's just a rumor, and the school hasn't said anything yet. Hopefully, it's nothing. We have no idea how this Sandra person is. I don't know if you heard, but word is going around that Christy was sexually assaulted by someone in school. She hasn't been to school in a few days. What? You better not be joking. What's the school doing about it? They haven't issued a statement yet. Hopefully, it's nothing. You know how she is. She's such a drama queen. And whoever Lillian is, guess who I saw trying to walk home with Christy today? You're definitely overreacting. Oh, see? So it is Kitty Lover trying to walk home with Christy today. Girl, I'm telling you, he's 100. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm telling you, he's 100% into Christy. I bet you that's the only reason he joined the tennis club. So whoever they're talking about is that bag owner. Ha ha ha. If it is, thank God he did. He's one of our best players. He's going to have a tough time getting through her brothers. I know all of them. They're all pretty nice guys. Okay, this tells me nothing new. Except for that's definitely a guy's bag. This isn't like a lesbian thing. Okay. Anything else? So the only clue in this bedroom is the messages on the computer. And I read them all, I think. Right? Yes. All right, let's go check out this room. It's good to know. I'm glad to know that I can go back to thinking that's a guy, but I just don't know who it is. School District of Queens. Notice of suspension. So it is Brian Olson. Oh, he was suspended? Sexual harassment. So Brian's the drummer. That's Brian's bag. Oh, right? Sexual harassment. On May 26th, a student reported that Brian Olson had sexually assaulted her. These are serious allegations, so the school contacted law enforcement and the investigation will be conducted. We ask that all parties involved keep this to themselves until the investigation has concluded. The parents of both parties have been notified. Well, okay, Brian touched Chrissy. But listen, they also said A, Christy was a drama queen, and B, this party was after the fact. So why did Christy come by the apartment and then leave crying? Sounds like, I know, right? Innocent until proven guilty. I wonder if this report is because he's with his girlfriend, Grace, and he won't be with her. So she did this first of all, and then she came to the apartment. Tell me if I'm wrong. Right? Because her coming to the apartment doesn't make sense. Why would she come if she's scared of this guy? Unless I'm missing something. Oh, fun. Another computer. Group chat. Grad party. Oh, so this is going to be the same chat. Christy killed Brian because he assaulted her. Or he tried to do it again and they caught him. Maybe when she came by the first time, she stole the keys? Because they talked about house keys. And then maybe she came in afterwards and killed him if he really did do it? I don't know. All right, grad party, as you all know, we're graduating. Yeah. So I already knew this, right? That Brian was Vader. Yes. Well, nothing new here. Yep. All right. Dead Iron Clad Killers. Oh, is this the band name? Hey guys, we need to practice this week. Can we meet up this Tuesday? So Strikers, which is Eric, says no can do. I have a track meet on Tuesday. I have a race coming up real soon. I can't do Tuesday. I agreed to help mom and dad, or I help my dad at the store. Seems that most of us can't make it. Let's reschedule. What about Thursday? Thursday is fine. I'm good on Thursday. Same here. Cool. So this just tells me that the band is Vader, Strikers, Jester, and Gamer Boy. So who's the other band member? Jack. So Jack is Gamer Boy. We couldn't figure out who Gamer Boy was earlier. All right, so that's the band. It's a 4-piece, just like Metallica. Private chat. Jester. So this is Andrew. Dude, you can't just bail. I'm real sorry something came up. We can't practice without a drummer. So Jester is the drummer. Good to know. Can't practice without a drummer, and you're the only one who knows how to play the drums. Do you know how important this gig is? Well, yeah, that's good to know. We know who owns the bag. So, if Andrew is the drummer and he owns the bag, then he also has the thing for Christy. Sorry if I'm bouncing around a lot, but I want to go see who she was talking to about the. It was Jester, wasn't it? Yes. So it was Andrew, wasn't it? I think it was Andrew. 'Cause Andrew knew about the sexual report, right? After he was killed, Brian was killed. Lisa saw the body. Andrew showed up and told her to calm down. Eric saw the body. Andrew told him to stop because of alcohol. Andrew was into Christy, but all right, Gracie, I faxed you something. Did you get it? Hey, babe, what the hell am I looking at? This just came in today. Keep it between us, please. I don't want anyone else to know about this. Is it true? Of course not. You think I'd be sharing it if it was true? I don't think he would share it if it was true. I bet you $1,000,000 it was Christy. I was thinking the same thing. Can you talk to her? I swear I'm going to kill her next time I see her. Calm down. Don't make this worse than it is. Just talk to her. Only she can make this go away. So, see, nothing happened. So, Christy wouldn't kill him if nothing happened. If this was just made. I believe this. I personally believe this. Fine. Gamer Boy. Who was Gamer Boy? He was Jack, the bass and guitar player. Can you come over to my place Saturday? I want to go over bass arrangement for the new song. I'll come over after 5 if that's cool. I'll be at my dad's store until then. That reminds me, do you think your dad will be willing to be a sponsor for our next gig? I can ask. Sweet, let me know what he says. Anything else in here? I think we're done. I think we have all the clues. So, who died? Well, I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? Wait, it is obvious, right? Yeah, Brian Olson. Oh, who was the owner of this blue? Oh, no. Who was the owner of the blue sports bag? That's this one, right? Yes. So we decided that bag belongs to Andrew. At least that's what I think. Andrew likes the fights. He buys the booze. He's the drummer. He also likes the girl. I'm thinking he's the killer, too. But I could be wrong there. I mean, the killer could be Christie, but I can't imagine. Yeah, let's look at the interviews. Right. So, Jack. Okay, well, now knowing what we know, let's go back over these interviews. I'll try to go kind of quickly, but this will be the last thing we do, I think. And I got my notes. So, Miss Carter. So, Christy is Jack's brother. Obviously. It's not Lisa Carter. I wish I knew who Lisa's brother was. Anyway. Hello, Miss Carter. Uh-oh, sorry. What was the question again? Did you see Brian on the 31st? No. Did you have any contact with him at all during this week? No. When was the last time you met or spoke with him? Maybe about a week and a half ago. Because, see, like, she can't report him for sexual harassment and then say, oh, yeah, I went to his place last week or yesterday or whatever. Are you aware he's dead? What? Are you sure? Like, this seems genuine. He was killed last night in his apartment. Where were you the night of the 31st of May? I was home. So she lied a little bit 'cause she was there, but not when he died. She was gone before anybody showed up. So far, I think I've got this figured out. Jack. So you're also in the band. Yes, I play bass. Okay, I got that. Bass. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, okay. I have Jack written down twice. That's why. I have 2 Jacks on my paper. All right. I play guitar and bass. How is your relationship with Brian? So this is Christy's brother, I believe. Honestly, he's more of Eric's friend. We don't know much about Eric. More of Eric's friend than mine. Eric and I have known each other since elementary school. Eric introduced us in high school when we started playing together. Can you go over the account? Okay, I was working most of the day. I eventually left and headed to Brian's place. I bumped into Grace at the lobby, and we both went up together. Let me do order of events here. Who showed up first? So it was like Jack and Grace. Just going to write Jack and Grace showed up. Okay. They went up together. What time did you arrive? 6:45. Okay. Do you recall seeing anyone right before the apartment? No. Guy at the front desk. All of us had something to drink, so some things might be unclear. I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night after I finished my drink and left the apartment. So Jack left early. Okay. Grace was being a jerk. Why did you leave? Brian was smoking. I can't stand the smell of it because she's asthmatic. Where did you go? I went home. Was anybody with you at the time? Anybody who could corroborate your story? No. Not even the man at the front desk. Look, this is getting annoying. I didn't do anything wrong. You got nothing on me. So, right. I see what you're saying. So Jack did get upset in the interview. Also, he left early. If he's Christy's brother, maybe he believes Christy. Whether she's lying or not, maybe he's the one that came back later, because they talk about the house keys with Lisa. How did you get into the apartment? It was already open. Most of them were inside. Brian let them in. What time did you arrive? Around 7. See? She showed up around 7. Lisa was at 7. So Jack and Grace were 6:45. Lisa was 7. See? Keep a spare key on the kitchen wall. It was missing. Someone must have taken it. So Lisa shows up at 7. The spare key was missing. Jack showed up at 6:45. Can you recall when it was? I checked as soon as I came back, but it was already gone. Brian used his key to let me in. See, the spare keys were gone at 7. Jack and Grace showed up at 6:45. All right. Lisa. Yes. Okay. So Jack, Lisa. I'm gonna go to Grace just because I'm kind of doing Jack and Grace here. Your relationship with Brian. We've been dating for about a year. Things have been going well. Can you please tell me your accounts? Look, Christy is the guilty one here. Right. She hates that girl. She's psycho. Miss Burns. That's something you tell me her last name is Burns. I don't think that matters. Don't tell me to calm down. Just answer the question. I arrived at the apartment same time as Jack. We got out of the elevator just in time to see Christy leave the apartment and run off. Why? So see, if Grace and Jack showed at the same time and Christy was leaving and running off, right? Yeah, but why wouldn't Jack have mentioned he saw her? Remember the guy asked, "Did you see anybody?" He goes, "Oh no, all I saw was the guy at the front door." See, I'm more and more thinking this is Jack. It's Grace's brother, and he took care of him for Grace. I okay, right? Because why else would he not mention that? They showed up together. Well, let's keep going through it. All right. Yeah, yeah. Please. So after Andrew came with drinks, we all started a drinking game. So then Andrew came. I don't think we know what time. So it was Jack and Grace, then Lisa, then Andrew. Of course, Christy was first. So came with drinks. We all played a drinking game. That went on for most of the night. Eventually, I passed out. I completely blacked out. I must have drank too much because the cops were already there by the time I woke up. Okay. So what did you say? So my lady in chat says, I think the order is Christy, Jack, Grace, Lisa, Andrew. I have Christy, Jack, Grace, Lisa, Andrew. Yep. And is that's all that was there? One, two, three, four, five. Jack is one, two, three, four, five, six. So we're missing somebody. Eric. We're missing Eric. So can you please account when you and the others arrived? I know I was the fourth to arrive. Now we're going to assume Eric doesn't know about Christy. So one, two, three, four. So that puts him between Lisa and Andrew. Am I right? If he says he was I know I was the fourth to arrive. So if we don't count Christy, then it was Jack and Grace first, then Lisa. So Eric was the fourth in his mind. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. I must have missed something because Grace's attitude was off the entire time. Grace and Brian maybe had a fight. No, Grace was pissed because of Christy. I have no idea. Super glad when Lisa arrived. Oh, wait a minute. He was before Lisa. I was super glad when Lisa arrived. She always livens the mood. So, wait a minute. That's weird. If he says he was the fourth to arrive, we're missing something. So first we have Christy, then Jack and Grace. And then Eric says he was there before Lisa. But he also says he was the fourth to arrive. But there's nobody else. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 people altogether. According to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he must have known about Christy. I don't like that. That bothers me. Okay. I know it was the fourth. Oh, Brian. That's why. Okay. That makes me feel better. He's counting Brian. Right here. I know I was the fourth to arrive. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. So that's fine. He's counting Brian. Anything of note? I'm not sure how drunk I was. I do remember Jack and Brian were arguing for a bit. Jack and Brian were arguing. Things got pretty heated, but Brian eventually let it go and went in his room. You called 911, yes. You know, Eric, you bastard, you threw me off. It says here in the report you discovered the body. You didn't call for 2 hours. Why did you wait so long? Because Andrew was completely against it. Why? Something about underage drinking. BS. Something about killing somebody. And him getting in more trouble than the rest of us. Look, I know he's a little dumb, but trust me, he didn't do this. Jack confirmed him about Christy, Milady says. Oh, confronted him about Christy. Yes, exactly. And that's why he locked himself in the room. He's trying to just avoid this. Like, he just wants it to go away. So Eric was drinking heavily, must have passed out. Next moment, Andrew was waking me up, pouring water on my face. Why did Andrew wake him up, though? Lisa tells me you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. You want to tell me about that? Oh, man. Oh, because Eric's the drummer, right? No, Andrew's the drummer. I don't even know what Eric does. But, so who died was Brian. Who was the second to last to arrive? And in our order, we've got Lisa. Who was the owner of the blue sports bag? I still say that was Andrew. And who was the killer? I'm thinking the killer was Jack. Okay. I'll wait a second before I click submit. See what you think. Let's look right. Yeah, I think Jack confronted him. He wanted to let it blow over. But he got there first. So, right? Because it even says Lisa said that the spare keys were gone. And when they talk about the keys, like, you don't even just mean the keys to the apartment door. Because she talked about having to be let into her bedroom. And Brian had a set of keys for that, which we found Brian's keys in his room. So he just had a set. She had a set, but she left him at her friend's house. He had a set. We saw him in his bedroom. There was a spare set in the kitchen. The spare set was missing when she showed up at 7. But Jack and Grace showed up at 6:45. He got into an argument with Jack, locked himself in his room. Jack waited for everybody to pass out and went in and killed him. Because he had the spare keys in his pocket. Unless Grace did it. But I can't imagine that was the case. Grace said that she was passed out through the whole thing. She had nothing to do with, like, when she showed up, the cops, she wouldn't lie and say, I woke up when the cops were there, because the cops could confirm that. So, now that I've effectively talked myself through it, are you done with this case file, or would you like to revisit any scenario? Now to heck with it. If I get 11 to 13. Oh. So I got one wrong in the break-in, and I got one wrong on the celebration. Oh, so I can go back. Okay, good. I know, I want to know which one too. But we can always go back. And that's a whole nother stream.